guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I am back with another video. So I haven't been on YouTube in a minute. I'm back. I'm really trying to get better, trying to balance school and everything like that. But as you guys can see by the title, today I will be telling you everything you need to know about SDSU. So disclaimer, this is all my personal experience, my personal, opinions. Don't base it off, don't generalize the whole school or think this is how everybody feels, because it's not. It's just things that I've, thought, experienced and stuff like that. Okay, so the first topic we're going to talk about is pros and cons. So I kind of have like a hard time making like my pros and cons because I don't know, it's hard for me to think about stuff as pros and cons because I'm a very like in the middle undecisive person, so stuff can be a pro and a con to me. But I just wrote down things that I could think of, and yeah, so I'm gonna go pro then con. So my first pro I have is the food. Even though by the way, if you do not know, I totally forgot to say this, I am a psychology major. I want to add sociology as a minor. I am a freshman, and I'm in my second semester. So, just to get a little context of how long I've been here and, things like that. So, back to what I was saying. Pro, food. Even though I've been here for a while, and the food sometimes can get tiring, it's kind of my fault because I limit myself to only eating things that I'm used to eating. But there is a lot of different food options on campus, and all the food is pretty good. For example, at our East Commons, we have Panda Express, Rubio's, Subway, Vinny's, which is pizza, Salad Bistro. Yeah, we have UTK Kitchen, which is I live in University Tower, so that's the kitchen below our dorm hall. And then we also have restaurants on the street of our on campus. So con, a con is SDSU is not a college town, and it doesn't have a college town. And what I mean by that is it's just it's just campus. Everything around SDSU is just campus. We don't have little stores around. Literally, and this kind of goes into another con of mine, if you need to get to a Target, a Walmart, any little store, you have to take an Uber to get there. And I guess I can bring out my other con since I'm already talking about it. Another con is basically you really need a car if you're going to be here, because everything it's you got to get on the freeway to go everywhere. You cannot walk somewhere or nothing, because it's just mainly campus over here, and then everything else surrounding it is just houses. So it's you have to really go out to get to experience actual San Diego. So yeah, you're always paying money for Ubers and Lyfts to get to places. So some of the pros is we do have the trolley, which is if you're from the Bay Area like I am, it's kind of like BART. It's like a train, or not really a train, but a train that takes you to different places in San Diego, and it's pretty convenient. It takes you to the mall and just the big spots of San Diego, Little Italy, where it's a strip, where it's places where it's just a lot of restaurants, and it's really nice. Also, another pro is we do have Aztec markets on campus, and markets are and they're all on campus. They're down in UTK, they're on the big main campus, and they basically have little stuff that you need. They have all the snacks, drinks, fruit. Sometimes they sell little stuff you need, pads for girls and stuff like that. They have little stuff, but a lot of stuff they don't have that you do need to go to an actual store for. And if you don't got a car, you gotta take that Uber or that Lyft. So yeah, let's get into our next pro. Oh no, I just did a pro. So another con. Another con. I don't know if it's a con. When I first got here, it was definitely a con. There is a lot of walking. You have to walk a lot, everywhere on campus, because campus is so big. Everything is walking distance, unless a lot of people on campus have scooters and skateboards. But if you don't scooter or skateboard and you don't have a car, you gotta get to walking. So it's a lot of walking. I'm used to it now because I've been on campus for a little while. Sorry, my socks coming off. I've been on campus for a little while, so I'm used to all the walking. But when I first got here, it was really hard for me. So just, make sure you get prepared for walking. Another pro I have is the location. So I feel like I have like three pros, but they all kind of go in together. So location, San Diego is beautiful. Like it's so pretty. Like all the palm trees. That kind of goes into another pro of mine, which is the weather. It's majority of the time it's hot here. There is like, for example, this week it's been freezing all week. Like literally like shiver me timbers. Like it's been freezing. And it also has been raining, but it's not like it barely happens. Basically, it's not really a continuous thing. So yeah, I love the weather, I love the location. It's so pretty, you know, it's hot, it's warm, and it makes you want to like be outside. It makes you want to, you know, be outside, venture, do things, because the weather is so nice all the time. And that also adds on to campus, because campus is so pretty. They have a lot of places where you can just sit and do your homework. You know, it's just really nice. Then another pro is they have a lot of resources here. Like they have a lot of things to help you just with like your academics. The library is really helpful here. They have a lot for like counseling, mental health, financial like situations. They just have a lot of resources, and they always make it apparent that those resources are available if you need them, and they like kind of drill it in your brain so you know like we're here for you if you need it. So that's really helpful. You know, you never like feel like, oh my god, like I need help and there's nobody on campus that can help me with this specific thing, because there's so many resources. Somebody is gonna be able to help you. Another con we have is like the dorms. So it's like it's a pro and a con, so they go together. So con is specifically like my dorm. I live in University Towers, which a lot of people know that this is mostly for athletes. A lot of athletes stay in University Towers because it's so close to like the stadium, the soccer field, like the place they need to be. It's most convenient. So a lot of athletes stay here, but some people that are not athletes get dorm here. So it's a con because it's like a really old building. And so like if y'all watched my room tour, you can see like a lot of stuff in here is really old. If you walk through the hallways, my friends always say like it's giving Motel 6, baby. And I mean, they a little rude, but it is like it's low-key giving Motel 6, you know, but it's nice at the same. Like you gotta make it, you know, you gotta work with what you got. So my last con, my last con that I have is when you're registering for classes. So specifically with me being a psychology major, there is a lot of people here with psychology majors. It is a very popular major. So when you're registering for classes, we all have a specific registry time, and you need to get all your classes in at that time. And you know, you get to like plan before and all this stuff like that, but since everyone has different times, there are other people that are also enrolled in the same class at the same time as you that may have earlier registration time, so they fill up the classes before you even get to add the class, to where a lot of times classes that are mandatory that you have to take for a semester are all booked up. And it's really inconvenient, because it's just like, why wouldn't you guys make enough knowing that there's a lot of people in a specific major, why wouldn't you make a lot of seats available to where everybody gets, especially when it's a class that's a requirement? What am I supposed to, because like then like I had to talk to people about, because at a moment I had a class that was a requirement and I wasn't able to get into it because it got booked up. And so I was trying to ask what do I do? It's a requirement, so how am I supposed to get in the class? And they're like telling me all these other ways to get around it, and it's just like, why do I have to go through all that? If y'all just would have made it big enough for everybody to get a slot, I would have been in here. But luckily that we got that fixed. A lot of people like dropped out of the class or whatever, probably people that didn't have it as a requirement, so I was able to get my slot. But it's just really inconvenient, and it's very stressful, especially when you had a whole plan of like how you wanted your schedule to be, how you wanted the week to be, and then you go look and all them classes in your planner booked up. So now you gotta start over. It's like stressful, you know? So that's a con. That's my last con. So now that we're done talking about our pros and cons, also if you go to SDSU and you watch this video, you can add yours in the comments. Or, you know, if you want to ask any specific questions about anything that I just brought up, you can definitely ask me in the comments, and I am welcome to answer. In my bio, there's my Instagram. You can DM me if you want to. I'm down to answer any questions that you guys have. So my next topic is being black at SDSU, because I am a person of color here at SDSU. As you all know, this is a PWI, which is a predominantly white institute. Institute. You get the point. So I just want to talk about my experience, because, you know, me, when I was a senior in high school, looking to come to this school, and I was trying to find like videos or people who went here that looked like me, I didn't really find any. And if I did, they were like really old videos. And so I know how frustrating that was for me, and it made it like less easy for me to like know like what to expect and things like that. I know that this will be helpful to know for people who do look like me, who want to come to SDSU and are curious, because, you know, it's a tough decision as a black person in this society, in this generation, in life in general, to go to predominantly white places, and it can be a really hard decision on what you want to do. So now I'll get into what it's been like for me so far. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is my expectations of what I thought before I got here, and then how I feel now. So before I got here, I was really worried that I was going to experience a lot of racism and a lot of microaggressions. I thought I wasn't going to be accepted. I thought I was going to feel very out of the ordinary. I was going to feel, you know, like out of place. I thought I was going to be looked at as out of place. You know, I thought people were going to look at me like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? I thought I was going to be treated differently. Then I was thinking, you know, what if I don't get along with the black community that is already here? Yeah, I was just really worried, to be honest. Like, I thought it was going to be a bad experience. I was thinking, you know, I'm not going to be able to, like, have fun with people who look like me, go to events, like, strictly for black people. Not saying that I don't want to be around, I mean, obviously I'm going to a PWI, but, you know, not saying that I don't want to be around those other races, but, you know, of course you find comfort and you want to feel, you want your community, you want to have that community, and I thought I wasn't going to have that here. So now that I'm here, it definitely can be better, but it definitely turned out way better than I thought it would. I personally haven't really experienced anything racist. It's more like stereotypical stuff that you experience here. Like, a lot of times they stereotype you. I feel like even within the black community, they stereotype other black students a lot. So I think that was like the major issue here. But there definitely is a sense of community. The thing I added was, do I feel like I'm treated differently in classes by professors as a black student? And personally, I would say no. I think the only thing that's really like, and it's almost every black student here has to deal with it, is the fact of being the only black student in a class. Like, literally, probably almost every, not this semester, but last semester, every single class I had, I was the only, and when I mean only, I literally mean only black person in my classes. So it's very, you know, it's awkward. It can be, you know, anxiety rising, being the only black person of color in your class. And another thing, like, we have AFRANs, which is like African Studies classes, and those are like a part of GE. So a lot of white people here have to take those classes as a part of their GE. If they can't get into any other classes, or, you know, they don't want the other options, that's a GE that people go into. So I do like that the school tries to, you know, incorporate black studies and make everybody aware and educate people on people of color. The things that we do have on campus for black students is we have the Black Resource Center, which is like a center for like the black students, and literally you can go to the Black Resource Center for anything, like literally anything. School, fun, organizations. They have like organizations here. They have Black Student Union. They have like a lot of black organizations here. I really don't know all of them. I would definitely encourage people to be a part of them, so you can feel, if you're a Black student coming to SDSU and you want that sense of community, definitely join an organization if you can, you know, fit it in your schedule. I've thought about it, but me personally, I just personally don't feel like that I want to. But they do have a lot of stuff. Even if you're not in the organization, you can still come to like events, and you can still come to their meetings. Like, you don't even have to. That's what I do like about the organizations, is that you don't have to necessarily be in them to attend their meetings and their events and things like that. So I really do like that. What are my favorite Black events on campus? So my favorite Black events or things that we do together is, one, I was very surprised, I did not know we had this until I got here, is everybody knows about the Greek life here. And you know, I only thought about the white people's Greek life, so I didn't know that they had Black sororities and fraternities here. So when I found that out, I was super excited, because I thought like, oh my god, I will only get to experience that at HBCU, like I'm not gonna get that here. And it's like, it's definitely not as big as a HBCU, because it's not as supported. It's really mainly through like the Black, like it's supported because it's still through the school, but it's not as big. Like, they don't have Greek houses, they don't have like big events, you know, stuff like that. So, but it's still like present. So, you know, the main ones that we have is, we have Kappa, we have Sigma, we have Delta, we have Zeta. We have more, but a lot of them are through other schools, so we don't see them really here, because they're like, it's a couple students from SDSU mixed with the main group of another school, so they aren't really here. We had homecoming was really fun. We had a tailgate in the parking lot of our game. That's another, that's a pro that I forgot to add. Pro our sports. Love our sports, specifically like football and basketball, especially basketball. Basketball is so fun, and it's such a big, like, you kind of forget that you're on campus. Like, it's giving NBA. Like, our sports are really big here, and the arena is super big. When it's like a really like big team going against us, like, it be full. Like, it be so many people, and it's such a great experience that I never got to experience before. Yeah, so back to what I was saying. We did tailgate. It was really fun. Y'all, we got drunk. We got drunk at tailgate. It was just lit. The music, the vibes, you know, of course, the sororities had to come out and do their little, Kappas had to come out and do their little stroll, you feel me? Like, they had to show out. We also had, like, I'm trying to think. I met a lot of people here. We had like a bonfire at Mission Beach, which is like the closest beach to campus, at nighttime. And I mean, it wasn't like hella fun, but the fact that it was my first time really meeting the Black community, I would say why it was like a good experience. And then it was my first time seeing them like stroll and all that stuff. We also had what is it called? We had a yard show on campus, which I loved. And they had every single, well, not every single, but any fraternity and sorority that's like Black that's associated with SDSU, even if they were from the other schools, they came and they did they did a show for every single one, and it was so fun. Yeah, it was just really fun getting to see everything, and getting to see everybody stroll and just see them be like Black and proud and educated, and I just loved it. I love it. We love to see it. Okay, so I think those are like some of my favorite events through the Black community that has happened. It's probably more, but I literally can't remember. My next topic I have is just life in general at SDSU. I'm gonna try to go a little faster since I did talk about a lot of this stuff, because I do have one more topic. So, life at SDSU. So first, let's get into parties. A lot of people feel like that SDSU is a party school, and you know, parties are party every weekend, and that's true. There is majority parties every weekend, but a lot of people know this. If you've watched any video from a person that goes to SDSU, everyone knows that party wise, a lot of times you got to be in a fraternity or sorority to get to a party. Specifically though, white people parties, if I'm being honest. And I don't really like to say white people parties, but that's what I mean. Like, campus parties are majority like white people parties. So if you want to get to those type of parties, they're majority in frats and sororities, and a lot of them don't let you in, like, unless you have like a text from the sorority or something, like, or from the fraternity. And it's like, if you don't know anybody that's in the fraternity or sorority, like, you don't have the text, so they won't let you in. And it's just like really restricting. Like, when it comes to like the black community, if it isn't like the fraternities throwing a party, like Sigma and Kappa threw parties last semester. We had like a 2000s party, 2000s like 90s party. We had a homecoming party where you like dressed up. We had Halloween party through like Sigma and Kappa and stuff like that, and it was really fun. And then there's like house parties, but a lot of times the house parties get canceled, or they be real ghetto, basically. They don't be having the speaker. So it's like, how you gonna plan a party, put up a flyer, have everybody and their mama repost it, but then the night before or the night of the party, ask everybody, hey, who got a speaker? How you gonna throw a party without no speaker, babes? So it be like real ghetto and unorganized sometimes. And so, that's something that we have to go through when it comes to like black parties and stuff like that. Dating, specifically for girls, no. It's not. Like, literally all the black men here, they date white girls or Mexican girls. And it's just like, even on social media, we have to go through this, just the constant reminder that we're not even really wanted by our own race, which is honestly sad and needs to be talked about more, and why this is happening. I mean, we know why, because of what society makes seem what is beautiful and what is acceptable and what is easy to deal with and things like that. So it is really discouraging. I wouldn't say come here looking for dating if you are a black girl, because it's pretty hard. I would say just let it happen naturally if it does happen, but coming here looking for that college relationship, don't do that, because you're just going to let yourself down. And I don't want to be discouraging or anything like that, but I'm telling you from experience and from all of my friends' experience and all the black girls' experience here, right now it's not happening. So I would say don't really get your hopes up and kind of just focus on you and just let things flow naturally. Say the last thing I'm going to talk about is spending. I feel like everybody has a different experience. I mean, school is expensive within itself. I feel like my applying for financial aid really helped me, so please make sure that you apply for your FAFSA, because it really helped a lot, and things like that. But I would say outside of school payments, it's already like expensive. But outside of that, you don't really have to pay for food, because you do have your meal plan, which, even though that is a part of school payments, like, you know, you have your meal plan, so you don't really have to eat outside of school, depending on the meal plan that you have. But like, I would say that things that I spend money on is like little stuff like lotion, soap, toothpaste, pads. If you want to buy clothes, you spend money on that. You spend money on Ubers and Lyfts. And sometimes parties or events you have to pay to get in, so that stuff. So I wouldn't really say you spend a lot of money here. It really just depends on like your life. If you have a big social life, then you spend more money. But if you don't have that big of a social life, then you don't spend that much money, and you're really just worried about your school finances, which is like housing and tuition and meal plan and stuff like that. So outside of that stuff, if you have a big social life, then you spend a lot of money. But if you don't, then you don't spend a lot of money. But I do advise anybody to get a job while you're in college, because it helps, it's convenient, and it's good for you. This concludes this video. I have a lot of editing to do. I talked a lot, but like I mentioned before, if you have anything else you want me to address, talk about, any quick questions, you can put it down below in the comments, or you can follow me on my Instagram at _babygirl_Naya, NIAH, and you can DM me and ask me anything. I'm open to any questions that you have about SDSU, about me, my experiences, whatever. And I really hope this video was helpful for any of you guys thinking about coming here, or just, you know, just a cool video to listen to or whatever. I just hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will try my best to be back on YouTube more And I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that post notification so you can get a notification every single time that I post. And thank you so much for watching this video. Peace.